Brighton, a popular seaside city home to a diversity of ages, sexuality, races and hobbies. As generations pass on to the next, I look into how the current youth culture differs from the previous. In this episode, I inquire into fashion by following 3 teenagers, discovering what makes them who they are and how they've been influenced into creating their own personal style. Lily is 17 and studying at a local Brighton sixth form college. She has allowed me to follow her to a local vintage shop Beyond Retro to hear her views on fashion.
Okay, I feel like fashion is like a thing that is like a platform for like, especially like young people to like kind of rebel and be like, I'm not gonna wear what everyone else is wearing, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. A lot of the like vintage shops in Brighton are obviously like chains, and personally that doesn't bother me, like, because although they're chains, they don't all sell the same clothes because it would be impossible. They like, it's all vintage and like old, so it would be pretty hard for every like Beyond Retro or To Be Worn Again to have the same clothes in them.
Vintage kind of shops like Beyond Retro, To Be Worn Again. Other things, you know, a nice comfy coat, top net.
I like going in the lanes, got a bit of nice charity shops, good quality clothing.
Mostly online.
It's just more about expressing yourself and the way that you are, rather than what industries say that you should be wearing, and like catwalks and stuff. Like, most of it's about objectifying women, and I'm more into like just androgyny and like being yourself. I don't think things should be specifically for men or women. It should be like, wear whatever you want to wear. I really like bold prints because I think, I don't know, I'm kind of a bold character. I think it expresses me quite well. Youth culture is very influenced by like old fashions, so things that were big like in the 80s and 90s and stuff, like that's kind of how a lot of my friends dress, and like a lot of people in Brighton you see wearing like old fashions, which like is nice because it's like you're bringing stuff back.
At Beyond Retro we sell clothes from the past, so usually it's kind of 1950s upwards. Rarely we'll get kind of 1930s or 1920s originals in, but usually it's kind of 1950s or above.
A lot, because it helps me make myself look a little bit better.
Style is important to me because the way I dress makes me feel confident sometimes.
Standing out, you know, in a crowd, you know, you look the most unique. I mean, I'm not looking very unique, but you know.
Staying warm because I get really cold.
However, with new technology being created all the time, shops come into competition with the internet when individuals buy and order their clothes. This means that local businesses may find it difficult to keep up, resulting in sales to attract customers or even closing their doors to the public.
I think most young people use the way they dress and the things they wear and the things they buy as a way to express themselves, because it's like the one thing when you're like this age that your parents don't have control of, like, because when you get to a certain age you get to start picking out your own clothes and like you have a job and stuff, like you can buy your own things, so your parents don't get to control that, whereas they may get to control where you go to school, where you go to college, like what you do.